Olive, I think we may have some questions here that have come in.
When do you have to report a breach to the HHS?
Well, we call that affectionately the rule of 500. So if it's under 500 people, you don't have to report it to HHS immediately. You have to then, if it's under 500, you collect those names and you report it at the end of the year. And so if you lost, say, a spreadsheet had 200 names on it, that would be 200 people that their information was lost. You would need to report that to HHS at the end of the calendar year. Though you would need to notify those people, and you know, depending on what your state notification rules are like, or what your if you've had them sign off on notification processes, you could set that up so that you can email them. But you would need to contact them or give them a phone call and let them know what's happened. If it's over 500 people or 500 people are two different breaches, and it adds up to over 500 in a calendar year, then you need to report that to HHS within 60 days of knowing of that breach, or reasonably knowing when that breach had happened. And an important caveat on this is make sure you know what your state notification rules are, because if you were in the state of California and you have a breach of 500 or over, you have to also notify the state attorney general or notify their office. If you don't notify their office, you could be subject to fines and penalties from the State Attorney General of California. And there are other states that have those rules. I think California is the most prominent one that I know of. So if you are a physician that spans states, you need to make sure you know what the different reporting and different rules are per state, because you could be in trouble with that also.
Yeah, well, I'm also just going to jump in here and let people know that NueMD has actually spent a little time compiling the various breach rules by state, and we've actually created a content piece that breaks all those down by state. That's going to be published within the next week, and I believe we'll be including it in the wrap-up email that we're sending. So, but moving on.